Hi, everyone. My name is Corinne Rungo, and today we are actually launching our podcast from the NMW studios. We are Clearwater Dance Depot and No Matter What, located in Clearwater. And one of the things that we want to do is share our customers with the community. This is Claire Stapleton, my guest.
Hi.
And she's been with me now, how many years?
Since 2016 or something like
2016.
20 years.
And this is one of my dance students. She's also one of my volunteers with our Twinklers. And what I'd like to do today is I'd like her to share her story with us about how she started dancing, why she started dancing, and how dancing has impacted her life. And I will be also reciprocating that and telling you how she has impacted my life through my tutelage over the years, because she has made leaps and bounds of improvement. And it's been a very interesting journey to watch this develop. So Claire, how did we meet?
At the Long Center, which is over here in Clearwater. You had some kind of a seminar or a little agenda thing you were doing. And a friend of mine told me about it. And I says, well, let me check it out. Because I had been dancing at the Long Center for a little bit. So anyway, I was fascinated with what you did. I saw what you were doing and I thought, I can try that. I can do that. And I've been hooked ever since.
Nice.
And it's been nothing but improvement every time.
Yes.
You know, at first the left foot, it wasn't the left foot, it was a right foot, but in time it all came together.
I understand. So I think you're talking specifically about my Rungo Dance Fit class?
Absolutely, yes. I'm sorry,
okay.
yes. It was the Rungo Dance Fit class that you had at the Long Center.
So you came by with Carol, I believe, and
That's
you saw
correct.
me doing a demo.
Yep.
And we were invited to come to class. Is that how it worked?
Yeah.
So for the community, I've been teaching Rungo Dance Fit for 30 years. 30 years. And the reason I created it is because my teachers would come into class like this, like half energy, dragging their heels. And I thought, wow, what am I going to do to energize the staff and make the student, have them ready to teach lessons? And how I did it is I threw my co-teacher, I said, hey, put on some music, let's dance. And he and I would get up on the stage and we'd start moving around and the students would watch. And it worked. And before I knew it, the students were asking, can we come to this? And so what ended up happening, it became a student staff class. Mm-hmm. And over the years, after I closed my studio in Clearwater because my dad got sick, I ended up using RDF to support myself, basically. And for years, I've been teaching RDF. And the amazing thing about it is that I get to see people transform right in front of me. Because when they start, and I'm going to talk about Claire a little bit, right? Mm. When Claire started, first of all, she was a workaholic. And she was...
Still am, but...
She's still a workaholic, but she was working. So her mind was at work. And this I have found over the years is very common with people that want to do some kind of a new skill. They're programmed in that skill that they're used to doing every day. And so for her dancing became this emotional explosion of expression.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
She just, when she gets on stage and she puts a costume on and she has an audience going, bravo, she lights up like a candle. And that's really what I would have people stop me and say, who's that little blonde in the front?
Because I'm always in the front because I'm short.
Well, the petite are usually in the front and the tall ones are usually in the back. So Claire, can you tell me maybe in a few sentences what personally your dancing has done for you?
Where do I begin? It's helped me to get my thoughts together and forget about stuff. Kind of like what church does for people. And that does too. When I go to church, I do that. I leave my problems behind.
Yes.
And that's what happens with dance. You just leave your troubles behind because you don't have to think, you just do.
Yes.
And watching you, it's like I'm dancing with a partner.
Yes.
When you're up front or whoever's in front. It just kind of makes you feel first of all, your endorphins start going, and and that's it. I lose it.
Yeah.
And it's been a very calming thing for me. Believe it, dance isn't calming maybe, but for me it is.
Yeah.
It makes me stable. And it's really good for your brain because you have to know your left from your right. You've got to count, which you've taught. It's just open. It's made me a better person.
Nice.
And,
very nice.
you know, it's very artistic. It's given me this artistic feel.
Yeah.
And that's what I've gotten. There's so much more I could say, but that's really what I've gotten out of it.
That's wonderful.
It's kind of grounded me.
Yes.
To be,
I understand.
Instead of being, which, you know, I'm very, you know, I'm
Could you do that?
Emotional, you know. Oh, anyway.
I get that. I understand that. One of the things I think also that you are so good at is you know your music so well. So when Claire gets out in front of the audience, you know, she sings. Yeah. She sings, and she if there's a cymbal crash or something that she knows is coming, she'll kick her foot or she'll do something that's really expressive. And I think that's probably what dancing does for most of us. It gives us a sense of freedom.
Right. That's
where expression. And, you know, women love to be, men too, but women since I am one, I can relate to how it makes us feel. It makes us feel free and available to express ourselves freely and without judgment and carefully and so forth. And that's really what my RDF class has been all about. Claire, could you tell us a little bit about she's married, or your husband, and the dynamic that happens about the dancing with you and your husband?
He's not, he likes to dance, but he's not really self-conscious, but he doesn't feel worthy of dancing.
I understand.
You know, the left foot and the right foot. He has the urge to do it, but he's a little shy about it.
Sure.
So, but I'm lucky he doesn't say, oh, you can't do it because I don't like it, or I'm not into it.
Absolutely.
He gives me the total freedom to do what I have to do, because I couldn't live without this.
I understand.
You know,
I understand.
I'd go a week without it, and
I'm all,
there's something wrong here. You know? Even though you're like, when you first get into a class, sometimes you're like, you see the dynamics, you're not sure, but as soon as I hear music, it's all
over. You're going,
it's all over.
Off to the races.
Yeah, because my mind gets in my way.
Yes, well, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
And that's one of the good things also about RDF is if you keep coming and you have faith that you're going to learn the material, you do learn the material. So you learn to dance. I joke about it. I said it's exercise in disguise, because you're actually exercising and sweating, but it doesn't feel like you are. As far as the husbands go, it's pretty common that the husbands don't want to dance. It's very common, in fact. So I think it's interesting because the reason, and I've researched this for many years, and it's interesting, if there are any guys out there listening, the woman wants to, the wife, the girl, the lady, your lady, she wants to dance with you. She doesn't want to dance with Uncle George at the wedding that dances with everybody. Right. So it's interesting because Claire's husband has been coming around for years, you know, and we're getting closer. One of these days, he's going to say, you know, honey, let's try it. And that usually happens. In fact, I wrote a bit on 10 steps to a dancing mate. It's on the internet. If any of you want to go research it, it works, but it takes 6 months and you have to be patient. So, but it does work. It does work. So we all hope that the women in our circle at RDF find their husband dancing in their future. But if they don't, it's a good release, right? For you to come and dance, and he's okay with it. And that's what's important.
And I have to say, I have helped him. We've done the waltz together.
Nice.
You know, I've worked on him, you know, little bits and pieces, and he wants to do it.
Nice. And it's quality time.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's quality time.
Anytime together.
Anytime together. Right. When you're looking at each other, holding each other's hand, it's a quality time.
Right.
So one of the other things that Claire has been greatly included in is my Twinkler program. In fact, You've been here since the beginning, haven't you?
That's correct. Well, before you even started,
Before we even
up in
started.
Tarpon Springs, when you were dabbling in it.
That's correct. And we're going to tell you about that. And I'm going to ask Claire to let us know how that has impacted her life, actually, because it's impacted mine. Well, first of all, what is a twinkler? Who are the twinklers? Well, the Rungo Twinklers are my special needs dance group. And I could not do it without the volunteers. And Claire is a prime volunteer, meaning she's active, she's present, she dances with them, she interacts with them, she helps them. She'll do whatever necessary to make the thing work, right? And what it's now turned into this pretty big organization where every Wednesday at 4:00 we have Twinkler dance class. And we have made friends with a plethora of special need individuals. Our girls and now boys, we have some gentlemen now too, range from the ages of like 23 to 50, and they all have various disabilities, intellectual disabilities, but we're here to serve them. And interestingly, what I found out from dealing with them is that they actually serve us. And Claire is going to give us her take on that. Claire, you want to tell us, tell the listeners what kind of impact the Twinklers have had on you, on me, on the group?
Well, let's just put on the whole of ESCs or special needs students. I've I work for Pinellas County Schools and Paul B. Stevens. I worked at Paul B. Stevens and Ina Harris, and I learned that special needs children are very special in meaning that they're unconditional love. There's nothing they can't do. They don't see failure like we do. They don't see failure at all. They're happy. Even if they're sad, they find a way to twist it where they're not. I wish we can all, what I always think about when I think of the Twinklers, they dance like nobody's watching. And they live their life like that.
They do.
Nobody's watching them.
Yes,
they're just these innocent, and it's innocent. I wish the world could be like them. And that's what I've learned from them, that don't take yourself so seriously.
Yes.
You could be a child in front of them. That's what I do.
We get silly.
We get silly.
Sure. And we can be silly and it's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nobody looks at you sideways and goes, what are you doing that for?
It's normal.
It is normal.
It's a normal thing. And that's what I've learned, to let that's another part of dance that I've learned. Don't take yourself seriously. Life is not, look at the world.
Yes.
This little nucleus that you've developed I wish everyone could experience it.
Yeah.
Because just once or twice in your life, you'd be hooked.
Yes. Yeah.
Like my friend Michelle.
Yes.
And her mom.
Yes.
They love those children like they feel like your children in a way.
Yeah. Well, just the other day, I was recounting. Now, you have 2 daughters and grandchildren. I don't. And the other day I was talking to another girlfriend of mine and I was saying, wow, I don't have any kids. And of course, the first thing you think of is I'm going to get old and I don't have a kid around to take care of me, right? And that is the big fear amongst everybody, is because the special need people, some of them, yes, they have family and a support system, but some of them do not. And my charitable organization, NMW, really, the big picture, the long-term success is how are we going to be able to build enough relationships with youthful people that they will reach out and say, you know what, I will be the one to take care of so-and-so, because the reality of it is that they're living longer now.
Right.
They're not passing away in their late 30s and 40s, early 40s like it used to be because of technology and medical advancements. So we're cultivating these relationships, and that's really what it's boiling down to. So though I don't have children of my own, I really feel connected with all of my Twinklers. And we're up to how many were here Wednesday? 20?
20, yeah.
Probably 20. We have gentlemen now. We have We're starting a disco formation with integrating. When I tested this before I did it, and I sat back and I thought, gee, how can I build relationships between ballroom dance students who are mostly seniors and special need people? And I said, well, let's just throw them all into a rehearsal. And that's what I did. And I sat back and I watched. And at first, to some, it was a little bit scary, the unknown, you know. But the Twinklers have an unbelievable way of breaking the ice. And once they've broken the ice with you, if they sense that you're an honest, good person, it's kind of like an instinct, then they'll be your, they'll hug you. You got to brace yourself because they'll come at you hugging you with all their force. So the first time I had to hunker down, make sure
put your feet on the ground.
Put your feet on the ground. Make sure that, because when they hug you, they really do give you a hug. And I have found that mixing my dance students with my Twinklers, and now I've called my dance students now the stars. I mix the stars with the Twinklers, and you know what happens? Magic happens. Yeah. Magic happens because they are teaching our gentlemen that are a little bit weary and shy and not sure about getting out on the dance floor that it's okay.
But you saw Bob, he went on the dance floor.
That's right. They will break down those barriers much easier than the teacher or the wife can, because at the end of the day, as you mentioned, we probably take ourselves a little too seriously at times, and they don't do that. And they show you they live in the present, so they worry about now, and they live in the now, and they also are always enthusiastic and happy, almost always without exception. Few times we have humans little sadness and somebody passes away or a grandmother or something, but they don't labor in those feelings. So I'm committed to sharing with the community through this podcast how this impacts our lives and how it has impacted my dear students. As far as I'm concerned, we just keep building and building and building and growing and making new relationships, because ideally we need the 4 generations taking care of one another. We need the senior students who have the young grandkids who get to know the parents of the special needs and the special need individuals. And if you can get those 4 relationships going in one circle, then the essence of the universe will take over. Relationships will be bonded. And if we can have one special need person being taken care of in the future, we will have succeeded. Just one. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And chances are it'll create more than just one. Yeah. Yeah.
And we consider them family. When we have our circle time with the Twinklers.
Yeah. You want to tell them what our circle time is?
Sure. It's tell us something good.
Something good. Yeah, from Rashka Rocket.
Yeah.
What's her name? Rasha Shan. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's her name? I can't think of her name. Anyway,
we do that circle. We do tell us something good. Yeah. And sometimes it's not good, but it turns.
Sometimes
good.
It's not good.
Sometimes it's not good. But it's just a circle that we have, and we can tell we just kind of let it out. And most of the time, we tell each other we're family and how we love each other. That's basically what it boils down to.
Yeah,
that's all it is how much we love each other and we consider each other's family. Yeah. So you succeeded.
Yeah, well, thank you.
In building a family.
Yeah, and well, you know what? Without my parents here on Earth anymore, but
they're here.
I know they're spiritually. I wouldn't have. I was meant to do this kind of thing, and I don't think I could have been happy doing anything else.
No.
And so I'm able to bring all my gifts and talents and share it with all the students and the Twinklers, and we're looking forward to all the upcoming activities and excitement. And if any of the audience would like to come and volunteer, any Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m., we have our Twinkler class. And Claire and I are usually out there being silly and crazy and doing YMCA. And there's even rumors that John Travolta may come. Yeah, we heard a rumor that he may come and visit
I met
us.
him recently.
So
my husband and I have made our day. But we did put in a thing for the Twinklers. And hopefully he'll come by.
That'd be cool, right?
And we will get ready to do Saturday Night Fever.
All right. Well, Claire, thank you so much for being on my show.
Absolutely.
I hope to come up with a name and a song behind it, a theme and everything, but we're just launching it for the first time. So thank you so much for being my dear, sweet friend and my sweet student.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.